Yo, what is up YouTube? Today we're going to be talking about the callouts on the map Moscow. And yeah, so if you like this kind of content, make sure to subscribe, like the video, and comment down below which map you want to see next. Let's get started. So this is just called Backstreet, or their spawn, our spawn. But yeah, this little area, I like to call it Backstreet. And all the way up here is called just Street down here. This from this area to about like this heady right here, it's called Street. So down there, that section is called Backstreet, and this section is called Street. And then this section is not called Front Street, but you could call it Front Street, but I like to call it P4 because this is where the P4 area is, the hard point. This is bus, so usually people will call this out because in P4 they like to sit right here on the bus and pick people off from the front. And this is just called back bus. People will sit here in this corner, try to get spawns in bank. And this is bank. We just call this whole area bank, all the way from here to over there. And yeah, then coming over here, we have their spawn, or our spawn, these like trees here. This whole area right here is just called spawn basically. And then up here is called library steps, just because they have all these steps here that you can go down. And yeah, and then in here this is library, mainly because of the books here, and people will like to come out here, so sit on this balcony, call this library balcony, or just balcony. And yeah, so people sit here, try to cover the P3 point, just watch that front area, cover whoever's in the hill, and just try to watch this area here. Of course, balcony steps. Over here is P3, or fountain. So people will sit here, stand here, they'll sit like back here behind this fountain and head glitch. Yeah, you could call it different things. Fountain is pretty common, but P3 if you want to talk about hardpoints and shit. And then yeah, and people will sit here as well in the hardpoints. So you could call this hedges. Yeah, if you want to get more specific. This is called elbow, just because it's a little like, it's like a little alley here, like an elbow kind of area. And it's pretty close quarters. People run through here, try to kill whoever's on those steps there. And over here is called gold. So this area, because of all the, all the gold trimming and like the gold sign here, it's called gold. Even in here is gold. Then over here we have bar. People will sit behind here and try to just head glitch this bar. Then up here we have gold window. People will sit here, they'll come here in S&D, try to chow that window, or just try to watch through mid. And coming back here, this is called rat. Rat room. Well, you could just call it rat, and then up here is also kind of called rat. Like, there's just this area, like if they're not up here, they're obviously in there. So, sometimes I'll call this out rat heady, and then just in here is rat. Just the reason it's called rat is because it's like a pretty like ratty move to like go through here and contest this point or try to hold this point. And yeah, a lot of people will do that, so you want to have a call out for it. Coming out here, we have globe. And people will sit here, try to contest the guy in bus and try to come off that, try to kill him off of this, off of bus from here. And they'll just try to head glitch this thing, and even they'll sit here for P1 and just try to watch whoever pushes out and tries to push up to P2, pick them off, usually an AR player. Then we have these trees, so basically we just call this like our tree or their tree, depends on which side you're spawning on. But yeah, our mid tree, their mid tree, or just tree. You don't need to go that specific. Now this area is called mid, just call this mid map. So whenever I call out like mid, they'll usually be like in this area, so I'll be like, mid utility, because it's like a utility room, whatever. Oh no, this is like a ticket booth, sorry. So mid ticket, or like ticket behind ticket, you know what I mean? But yeah, there's not that many hiding spots around here. Yeah, and then right here we call this bottom eskies and top eskies. And people will come down here, try to contest P1 from that side. They'll come up, try to go through here, and yeah. And then this is just A, S, and D. I think this is, yeah. I think this is A side. So A bomb site. right here. And then over here is bricks because of all this brick wall and that kind of, you know, this like whole area here is all brick. So people will come down here and they'll try to challenge over there and just try to pick people off from there. People will come here, think they're sneaky, and try to get whoever's on the bomb here. And yeah, and try to kill them. So it's some good spots. People will also sit here and like just watch bricks. So you could call this telephone booth or just booth. And yeah, and then let's come over here. I like to call this A alley. People come off of their spawn here on defense and just watch back there. So you could call out, hey, he's watching A alley. He's sitting in A alley, watching long, and try to get someone to push bricks on him. Now this is over here is P2. And oh, sorry, I forgot about this area. So this is lobby. Depending on which side you're pushing from, or which side you're going through, you can call this front lobby, back lobby. If you're pushing out this way, or if you're pushing into like P2, you could call this front lobby and this back lobby. And yeah, it's pretty simple here. Now this is P2, pretty big power position, pretty big money hill. So people like to sit like down here. So you could say P2 steps, because they could be, well, you could say P2 P2 dirt, I think this is what I call it. And they'll like be sitting here trying to, heal up or something, because you can't really shoot from here just because there's not that good of an angle, plus you get blocked off. So people will be here to like heal up, but the spot you're gonna get shot from is like this heady here on the steps, so you could call P2 steps. And yeah, and then over here in this yellow thing is called square. People sit here, try to watch mid, try to watch street. They're pretty open though, so it's pretty easy to kill them off of this unless they're laying down or something. You might need a nade. And yeah, and then we'll go down here, and this is called bottom police. This whole area, not much goes on here, so unless you're racing towards top police, but top police is where you're gonna fight a lot of the times, because the guy who's watching over P2 is gonna sit top police. He has a great angle on mid there, he has a great angle on lobby, he has a great angle on street, and he'll just sit here, try to pick people off. And you want to get this spot because this controls the spawns. If you got to kill the guy here, most likely you'll get spawns over on the street side. And I think that should be it for the map. Oh, let's talk about this building here actually. So this is called B small because this is where B bomb is, so we call it B small. And then over here is called BS&D, this room right here. I like to call this globe window, our globe window, that one's their globe window. And then over here is called the window room. So I think this is the only, or could call it back window actually. Back window is probably a better name for it. Yeah, and people try to flank in here. Like there's a lot of open areas to come through, so you gotta watch out when you're planning on this side of the map for B, for S&D. And I think that should be it for Moscow. There is one area that I did forget to talk about. I'm going to go over to right now and explain it. So it's not that big of a deal, but I like to call this AS&D and this back A, just because, well, people throw trophies down here and just try to sit here and sit on chimney here. You can call this chimney, and chow A alley there and try to chow bricks by sitting on chess here. And yeah, so this is a good spot, especially because people will be like right here, Chalneskis, and just holding it while they try to push forward and plant or try to distract you. But yeah, this is back A steps, and this is just back A. And yeah, that should be it. So if you enjoyed the video, make sure to subscribe, leave a like, and again, comment down below what map I should do next for callouts. Thanks for watching.